LG G3 OLED for 2023. I'm going to do a separate video for the wall mount, so I'm going to unbox it all, do all the demos, all that normal stuff, but the actual wall mount bit will be on a different video just for time purposes. Check the description for dimensions and so on. The box does lift off, but I like to open it at the top and just make sure there's no heavy stuff in there. Top of the box, remote and instruction book pack, included wall bracket, that is the TV from the back, side and front. Included accessories pack. First thing in there is the IR blasters. 3.5mm plug that plugs into the TV. These ends can go down to another device, whether it be a PVR or DVD, meaning you can point the remote at the TV, it will pass the IR signals through the TV, down the lead and emit the information to that device, whether it, say it's your DVD player, so it can be in a concealed cupboard and out the way. So you can use that for hidden devices to use your remote control through the TV. Best way I can try and explain it. AA batteries for the Magic Remote. Quick setup guide, we'll have a quick browse at. Energy ratings, some instructions, full instructions are online. This is the Magic Remote. Looking at the Magic Remote close up, pretty much same as last year's, on and off at the top. You can see we've got the microphone there as well. Channel numbers, guide, audio description and subtitles, volume up and down, channels up and down, mute button, that is the voice command button, home button takes to the home menu, input button or source, then we've got cursor arrows left, right, up, down and enter. The enter is also a scrolly wheel, so you can scroll up and down the channels or menus with that, or it clicks in for OK. Back button, settings cog, hold it down, takes you to the settings or all settings, coloured numbers for different apps and media playback, and we've got quick fire Netflix, Prime, Disney Plus, Rakuten, LG TV and Alexa. Flip it over there, push down and away with a bit of pressure, AA batteries into the back. Quick setup guide, list there of what's included. I think that box there represents the wall bracket which is included with the TV. Unpacking it from the 55 to the 83, and at the bottom there those cable guides, so when you are routing your cables and you've got it wall mounted, you route them neatly as possible around those guides and it should push back nice and flat. At the top here, list of inputs in the TV, popping your batteries in. Some important dimensions there from the 55 to the 83, a key there of what they refer to, so they're all quite nice and slim. And again, wall mount VESA sizes from the 55 to 83. Okay, this is the wall mount included free of charge in the box. You can get a specific pedestal stand for that TV, I think it's around £100 retail, or you can put a universal pedestal stand ranging from about 30 to 50 quid on it if you want it on a tabletop stand. But anyway, pretty much the same as last year's wall bracket. I'll go into more detail on the separate wall mount video for this. So included fixings there, they're actually not bad. I used those on my brick wall at home when I did a G2 last year. those tabs that stick to the bracket and to the back of the TV to show you how to guide it on. I didn't bother using them myself. Big paper template there. Again, I didn't bother using that either because it seemed quite tricky to use. You fold out the massive paper template, mark out where you want it. I've got a different method which is much easier and simpler and works better, I think. Warranty card, instructions for the bracket there and wall mounting it if you follow their guide. I won't be. Is that a template? And that's the wall bracket itself. If I can pull it apart, it's a bit tricky because the thing's magnetic for it to click back. You can see it pulls away there. So this rear part here, this bit's mounted to the wall. This part the TV drops down into. We push those tabs back like so. Those two little, I don't know if they show, metal clips, TV slots into those bits with the lugs on the back of the TV. When we've got it in place, it clicks them back secure. So it should push back flat and snap back into place. But again, I'll go into that in detail on the wall mount video. Cool. Looking at the connections on the back of the TV, the ones underneath to start with. Single satellite tuner, antenna or aerial input, digital optical audio out, wired internet or LAN, HDMI 3 and 4 here, so 4 HDMIs in total, marked at 4K 120, USB 2 and 3 there. And I always think if you are mounting it on a wall, put a male to female USB cable down to wherever you might be able to get access and plug things in easily if you still use USB sticks. Then onto those side inputs, we've got HDMI 1 and 2. 2 is enhanced audio return channel, they're marked at 4K 120 as well. That's the other USB, so 3 USBs in total, and we've got a CI card slot reader there. Quick look at the TV from the back here. You can see we've got those 4 lugs here which locate into the wall bracket, so the wall bracket folds in to this recess, keeps it dead flat against the wall. TV is only about 25mm thick, so when that's folded back it looks really nice, neat and minimalistic. Connections running in the side and down the bottom there, things to plug into. Only gripe on this TV that I've got is it's got a hardwired mains lead, it's not detachable. At home I had a hole in the wall, so I just chopped the plug off and threaded the cable through. This is in a store, so I won't be doing that. I've cut a big hole in the wall to thread a plug through. We've got the cable guides here as well, so we can neatly thread the cables in order. And then LG assume you're just going to drop the cables out the bottom of the TV there, thread them up around and to your inputs. Although if you are doing a hole or cables coming out the wall, if you can plan the hole with the cables coming out somewhere in this recess, anywhere around there, just so your TV sits nice and tight against the wall. It's always a good idea. Usually I do dimensions and they're on a pedestal stand. There aren't many dimensions to do to this really, because it's just a 55-inch TV essentially till it's on the wall, but the width of it is 122mm, 48 inches wide. Height of it about just under 70 centimeters, say 698mm, 27.5 inches. It does have a standard VESA mount as well, so if you're not using the included wall bracket that goes up there, it's got a 300mm by 200mm VESA wall mount, M6 bolts, probably about 15-20mm will be fine. This is 27.2mm thick according to the quick setup guide. Weirdly, the 65 is 25mm thick, so it's 2mm thicker. And if we want height to that first VESA mount hole, from the bottom, I'd say it's about 122mm from the bottom of the TV to the first VESA mount hole, just for a reference point there if anybody needs it. Up to the lugs on that bracket, if it makes any difference, about 527mm to the centre of that first lug. The TV is now on the wall, that's on a separate video. I got it wired up with wired internet aerial mains. Put an HDMI in the wall as well, just for future use. Also at home I threaded a USB male to female cable so I can plug my USB sticks in down below without having to pull the TV away from the wall. But anyway, nice immaculate screen underneath, I hope. So we should say peel and get this screen protector off. Okay, press the OK button on your remote. So that's just paired the Magic Remote as well. Go down to Next for English, Next for UK. So two ways to set up the TV. If you've got the LG ThinQ app, you can do it from your mobile device. It'll put your LG account details to the TV and the Wi-Fi settings. I'm just going to do Next with the TV remote step by step. Wide internet confirmed, terms and conditions. So select all, more and agree. And next again. So this is going to check what other devices you've got plugged in. And you can set your remote up as a Magic Remote to control them as well. But I'm just using the aerial antenna for now. And the way to watch TV, I'm going TV only. If you've got a Sky Q Virgin or some sort of TiVo, you can select TV and set-top box. Put your postcode in for regional programming. So two options there to optimise the sound. If it's on a stand, obviously stand. I've got wall mounted. So AI Sound Pro and AI Picture Pro is looking at the content you're watching, analysing it and adapting your picture and TV settings to suit, so it should get the best from it. For this demo I'm just going to go standard. And power on screen. So personally I want it to power on my recent input. So if I finish while I was watching Netflix, I turn the TV on, want it to come back on Netflix or live TV. I don't want it to have to come on to the home screen, then select it. Next. Okay, always ready. So you can have always ready, you can have screensavers and wallpapers and whatever in the background. It uses a tiny bit of electricity, so I don't want it to always be ready. I'll turn it on when I want it. It's a bit like ambient mode on Samsung. Software automatic updates. A lot of people don't have that on because they like to select or see what they are and then select them and put them on afterwards. So I'm going to leave that and say next. Program tuning. I'm using antenna. Obviously, if you cable satellite, select those. Digital only and search. So that's doing the channel tuning, scanning and picking up channels. I'll come back when it's finished. Tuning is now completed, so we're on to region select. So it's not necessarily preferred region, it's where my aerial is facing, which is Yorkshire. Don't skip it, wait. Free view delivered over the internet, so I'll say yes. And wait, continue. And that should say complete at some point and not skip. If you hit skip, you'll have to run the tuning again. There we go, done. So to download further apps that aren't included on the home menu, you will need to sign into the LG app or LG account. So I'm going to skip that for now, it's in store. Cool. So you can put some apps on there to be pre-installed. So I'm going to have iPlayer Prime, code there, quick scan it with your mobile to link your Prime account. Now and YouTube. onto app installation, so that will install or update them. Don't want to turn on via Wi-Fi for YouTube. That's so you can launch YouTube from your phone, launch a video to it, it'll turn the TV on. So no, not bothered about that. Okay, already, so I'll close that. Looking good. So before I change any settings, I'm going to go straight to the retail demo. All settings. So down to support. Home or store mode. I'm going to select store mode, so it's going to get brighter. Okay, onto media player. And we've got some demos there, some we've already seen. pretty cool. So back out of there, exit. So I'm going to make some changes to the settings. First of all, back to home mode, all settings, down to support and to home mode. A bit better. So what else we got on there? So software updates in there. You can turn auto update off if you wish to and select them manually once you've read about them. Just going to change the picture quickly. Oh no, I'm not. General, down to energy saving. Energy saving off because it's trying to dim the brightness, which will affect your picture settings. It won't really save much electricity either, so I'd say it's not worth it to get the best experience. Auto power off. At home I've actually got that set to 2 hours in case anybody leaves it running and goes out, it'll switch off. In store I'm going to select off, and a lot of people will choose to turn their TV off manually anyway. Okay, OLED K, you've got your OLED panel settings in there for your pixel refresh and so on. Does it say it? Where is it? OLED panel care, there we go, pixel cleaning, which should be on when the TV is off. You can manually go to start now. Okay, cross to the picture settings, so that's on auto power save as well. I'm going to say standard for the demo and OK. Personalised picture wizard there. So that should analyse the image or whatever you're inputting into the TV and optimise the picture settings to suit that content. Okay, for sound, it's on standard, and then the sound out, you can select if you're using ARC and so on. So that's another thing actually I'll go to in a second, but on advanced settings, so a look, where is it? DTV audio setting is auto. eARC support, obviously that's defaulted to on. If you don't have an eARC device, turn it off, otherwise it may not work properly and you may get distorted sound and so on. If you have an eARC device, leave it on. Digital sound output, I set that to pass through because if I'm watching Dolby Atmos or Dolby Digital content, I want it to go to my AV receiver or soundbar in Dolby Digital or Dolby Atmos. Okay, if you have it set to auto, it often goes to PCM and out your AV receiver you only get stereo sound, so that's no good. And one thing I've missed, which is external devices, HDMI settings, CEC. I don't know why it's defaulted off, but it is. But obviously, again, if you've got AV receiver, soundbar, things like that, your ARC won't work and turn your devices on and off without it on. So when I turn my TV on at home, it turns on my AV receiver as well to the correct input and gives the sound feedback through that ARC HDMI channel. And you can turn your PS5 on. With this CEC on, it will turn the TV on the correct input. That is it for that, so on to live TV somewhere.
Who is the head of the new junta?
Around the world and across the UK, this is BBC News. Now, a man who shot and killed a custody surgeon while handcuffed in a police cell is beginning a whole life sentence for his murder. Louis de Zoysa was convicted of murdering Sergeant Matt Ratana in 2020 and is unlikely to ever be considered for release. The judge at Northampton Crown Court said Louis de Zoysa acted in cold blood. Tram operators have been fined a total of £14 million over the Croydon derailment, which claimed the lives of 7 passengers. Many more people were injured when a tram carrying 69 people derailed on the 9th of November.
We come the two teams, Manchester United against Inter in the International Champions Cup. Manchester United face Inter Milan to Pogba. Sure, they're encouraging him to shoot, and he will have a go. Pogba does get it back. Rashford, Pogba. What's he going to do? I don't know how he got that far, to be honest. So here come United, Shaw. Brilliant ball into the middle, nearly finds Rashford, just a little touch. Took it behind the England, finished level on points with third place Atalanta in Serie A last season, Inter. Brozovic. Swept deep, and was missed by De Gea. And it goes towards Gallagher. Saka was back there, I think, to head that away. Pogba back towards his own goal, and Wan-Bissaka up the left. Pogba's up as well. He leaves it, brilliant dummy. Lingard off the line. Brilliant skill from Pogba. Where's he going? Wonderful. Why not? Good save from Handanovic. Here's Shaw. Did well when Icardi was outside from the team. Wan-Bissaka chopped down right on the edge of the penalty area.
Milan just floating this in now, I expect.
And Young towards that corner, Handanovic forced into a save. Another marvellous moment for the teenager, who's making a name for himself. Manchester United lead the game with 15
Okay,
minutes
enough
to
of
go.
that, and back to the home menu. So onto live TV.
I want to take
Press
a
the guide
pause from
button.
this and just ask.
Just mute that in the background. So you can see I've got the free view guide there, 1 to whatever, so I can use my up and down arrows to go up and down the guide. I've got that vertical orange line to represent the current time, the timeline going across, so it's now nearly 11:30 at night. Great, shows me what's on next. All Elite Wrestling Rampage, Sky Coppers, etc. If I wanted that program or the accountant, I would just press the middle button, it will go to it, or I can press the program up and down bottom to go up and down that guide all the way through. So in the UK the HD channels are in the hundreds, so I can see there I've got 101 and 102 missing for some reason, but never mind, and then some other channels. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Obviously plug a USB hard drive in and you can record as well to that hard drive, so you can set a timer later. If I wanted All Elite Wrestling Rampage, press the button, I could reminder or schedule a recording, but that does rely on that USB hard drive being plugged in. So I'll just backwards out of the guide and back to the home menu. Okay, so at the top there, an advert about FIFA. Got my Freeview Plus guide there, search, settings, notifications and accounts to sign in obviously to your account. Live TV there, home office, stuff about working on a large screen, home hub, sports, gaming, best gaming experience and music. Or we've got the LG TV channels there, Now TV, Netflix, iPlayer, iTV, All4, My5, Prime Video, Rakuten, Sky Store, Apple TV. You can also cast and mirror your Android and Apple devices to it. Disney Plus, YouTube, BBC Sounds, apps. Sign into your LG account to use the App Store. Sports alerts if you're interested in that. Home Hub, Art Gallery, so you can have some art on there. Web browser, cheap USB keyboard and mouse, you can browse the web. Media player and Alexa, you can edit that app list, remove stuff you don't want or add stuff to make it your own list. Trending now, what's trending from different sources, Disney Plus, Prime and whatever else. Now streaming, so quick way of getting stuff. What's streaming now? My5, Disney, All4, Apple TV, Rakuten, iPlayer and YouTube, ITVX, Prime Video. And going down, nothing. Prime Video and a bit there below that. So nice and concise really. So all in all, top TV. It's going to be one of the top TVs of the year. I picked one last year because it's a nice OLED. It's got the perfect black. I've got it flat to the wall and it folds flat to the wall. So as furniture as well, it looks nice and minimalistic. it is at a premium price tag, but you kind of get what you pay for with these things, and if you want the best TV, that's the sort of price they come at. And that is all for now. Goodish.